My wife and I live in Arroyo Grande, land far, far from here. But I just wanted to come up a little bit and first of all, talk about Agent Orange a little bit, because this is what the Brotherhood's about. Some of the things that a lot of people don't know is that the discoveries now, scientific discoveries now with Agent Orange is passing through 7 generations. 7 generations of anybody related to a Vietnam vet can get a disease. So we need to start looking at these things seriously, because we're passing these things on. We may not even have it now. I think he said you were in 2007 or something when you first got diagnosed with something. I think diabetes.
1998 was it?
98 and stuff. So see, I mean, all these years later. So we have to be aware for our children and our children's children, and we have to be aware that we are relatives of Vietnam vets. I served with the 101st Airborne, 1970-71. I tell everybody I got there a little later because I'm younger than most of these guys. Yeah, but anyway, it's a serious deal, and so I just want to make sure that we pass that on. That's the kind of information. 40% of Vietnam vets never had children. There's something to that. There's something going on, and the community, even the community of doctors, don't know what's going on. When you go to a doctor, if you're a Vietnam vet, you go to a doctor, you have to let that doctor know you're a Vietnam vet, because some of the times they start treating us for stuff that just happens to regular people, but we're not regular people. We stepped foot in Vietnam. We were exposed to the Agent Orange and other dioxins that they were using. Now they're finding out not only was it Agent Orange, but Agent Orange mixed with fuel, jet fuel. Agent Orange mixed with different chemicals that were over there. It was just not Agent Orange. So we've been exposed to a lot of stuff. So I just wanted to make sure that when we leave the room that you know that, and that we start spreading it. I'm also with the Vietnam Vets of America. I'm a vice president of Chapter 982, currently the largest chapter in California. There are several Agent Orange town hall meetings that my wife Penny and I have attended. Very informational. And if Bobby ever wants to do an Agent Orange town hall here with the commanders, you know, whatever, it's something that's available to us also. It's an awareness. That's what it's all about. But today, I wanted to speak about WADE, because in 1997 or 98, I forget when it was exactly, I was coming back from a trip from the state of Washington on my motorcycle. My wife was going to meet me. She was coming on her motorcycle, and she was going to meet me here in this town. I'd never been to Hollister before in my life. Actually, I'd never really even heard of it. But you haven't heard of Arroyo Grande either, so it's no big deal. We're a small community like this one. But I came here, and I was having bike troubles when I got here. I ended up over at Jerry's restaurant, parked in front, trying to wrench on a bike, and I'm not a wrench. You know, so I was trying to check on whatever it was, and I ran into Tim and Wade were coming in to get something to eat. And they stopped by briefly to find out if I needed any help. I was too macho to say, I don't know what I'm doing. So I said no. They went in, but when my wife got there, she talked me into going in and finding out from these guys if there was somebody that could help me. And I went in, and that's when I first met Tim and Wade. And Wade, right away, I mean, you guys known him longer than I have. You know, you really have, and you're very fortunate to have known that man as long as you have. But he took me and he said, yeah, there's a mechanic that lives across from my house. Here's my address. Go over there, talk to this guy. I went over, then they came home. Wade invited us into the house. He invited us back to the 4th of July celebration that Tim was talking about. He let us not only stay in the backyard, he invited us into the house. He was just such a giving person that, you know, I fell in love with him right away. I mean, it was just there, and that's the kind of person that I knew. And so I just wanted to share that with you. So thank you very much.